Have you ever helped bury someone with your thumbs? Not with a shovel, but with likes, comments, and shares on a screen. Maybe you never sent a death threat. Maybe you just watched from the side and thought that was harmless. Today I want to tell you a story about what that really means. By the end of this story, you may never look at a rest in peace post in the same way again. And you may start to notice how easy it is for a real person to become just another episode in your feed. When our story opens, the internet is crying. The hashtag is simple and loud. It says, "Rest in peace, Riley Quinn." Her face is everywhere. Short clips of her laughing swirl through the feed. Short clips of her crying play over and over. People write long, heartfelt paragraphs about how kind she was. They say how brave she was. They say they should have protected her more. Under one clip, she is blowing out candles on a cake. The icing says, 1 million messy hearts. Someone comments that she was too pure for this world. Under another clip, she is screaming into a pillow on a live stream. A few days ago, people called it a cringe meltdown. Now the same clip is shared as a warning sign they all ignored. The pixels have not changed, but the story has flipped. 10 days ago, she was a problem. Today she is written about as an angel. The same people who called her crazy now write that she was human and fragile and misunderstood. You have seen this before, right? Villain while alive, saint after death. It feels almost normal online now. But to understand what people did to Riley, we have to go back to when she was not a hashtag yet. Before the brand deals and the drama threads, she was just a girl in a small bedroom with a squeaky ceiling fan. Her name was Riley Quinn. She was in her late 20s and lived in a cramped apartment in a big city. The walls were thin and the neighbors argued about rent and dishes. You could hear the train at night through the window. Riley did not start out wanting fame. She just liked to talk and feel less alone. She set up a cheap camera on a stack of books and hit record. She told stories about bad dates, awful bosses, and panic attacks in grocery stores. Her voice shook sometimes, but she did not hide it. There was one small detail that made her feel real to her viewers. She collected ugly ceramic frogs. She hid them in the background of her videos. Her viewers made a game of counting them. That became an inside joke for the early fans. Her first big viral hit was not about makeup or travel. It was about a cheating boyfriend. She sat on her bed, eyes red, hair in a messy bun that was not meant to impress anyone.
He said I was too sensitive for wanting one phone with one lock screen.
She told the whole story in painful detail. She went through the lies, the gaslighting, and the way he made her feel insane for asking simple questions. She almost did not upload that video. Her finger hovered over the post button for a long minute. She said out loud that she might regret this for years.
If he sees this, he will hate me, but if I stay quiet, I will hate myself.
Then she posted it. Within hours, the comments poured in. People said they had the same story. People said they finally felt seen by someone. They called her brave and honest for speaking so openly. The view count climbed and climbed. Somewhere in the middle of all that praise, Riley learned a dangerous lesson. The more it hurts, the better it performs. Her channel grew fast after that. She leaned into messy honesty. She talked about therapy and sleepless nights. She joked about anxiety like it was a strange pet that followed her everywhere. Brands started to notice her growing influence. One wellness brand offered her a deal. They liked that she was raw and open and emotional. They wanted her as the face of healing and self-care. The email said she was exactly the kind of authentic voice they were looking for. Then she read the contract. It said no mention of medication side effects. It said no talk of panic attacks in a way that might alarm consumers. It banned any content that could be seen as too dark or negative. So they wanted her honesty, but only the easy version of it. They wanted her pain, but only in soft, safe colors. They wanted real stories, but not too real. Around this time, she hired a friend to help her. Her name was Mia. They met while working late shifts at a small cafe. Back then they joked about quitting and never seeing a coffee mug again. When Riley started to make money, she kept her promise and brought Mia in.
If I ever make it, you are coming with me.
She brought Mia in as an editor and assistant. Mia did everything behind the camera. She cut videos, answered emails, and calmed Riley down before big uploads. At first it was fun for both of them. They stayed up late, editing and eating cold pizza at the kitchen table. They put frog stickers on the laptop to make themselves laugh when they were tired. The channel felt like a project they were building together. But money is slow and work is fast. Mia got paid, but not enough for the hours she worked. She told herself it was okay because they were still building something big. She thought the big checks would come soon and fix everything. Meanwhile, the audience was getting hungrier. They wanted more content. They wanted more personal stories. They wanted more breakdowns and more breakthroughs. The algorithm liked when she posted often. It liked drama more than quiet days. One night, after days of filming and editing, Riley went live. Her face looked tired and washed out under the ring light. You could see the red mark from her headphones flattening her hair. She tried to start with a joke, but her voice cracked on the first line.
I feel like I am dying in front of you in high definition.
She laughed when she said it, but it did not sound like a real laugh. Her hands shook when she read the chat on the screen. Messages moved so fast she could not keep up with them. Some people wrote that they loved her and that she should take a break. Others wrote that she was being dramatic for attention. Some said that if she really felt that bad, she should log off for real. Her chest felt tight and her throat felt dry. She tried to keep talking, but her words came out in broken pieces. She started to cry while still trying to smile. She apologized for being a mess, even in her own meltdown.
I am sorry. I am like this. I know you came here to forget your problems, not carry mine.
For a moment the chat slowed and filled with hearts and kind messages. People begged her to sign off and rest properly. She did end the stream. She sat in the dark for a long time and stared at the wall. She told herself that at least the people who mattered understood her. The next day she woke up and opened her phone. The hearts were there and the gentle comments were there. But there were also clips sliced out of context and shared everywhere. Titles said that she was losing her mind live. People who never watched the full stream now believed she was unsafe and unstable. Some brands sent short messages about the stream. One of them said that the live stream was concerning and that they needed to rethink the partnership. Another asked her to remove the video completely. They said it did not match their calm wellness image. The very thing that was real for her and real for her viewers was seen by others as bad content. The same breakdown that made some people feel less alone became proof for others that she was not fit to be a role model. At home, she tried to laugh it off with her friend. She texted Mia from the couch, surrounded by ugly ceramic frogs and empty coffee cups.
If I actually die from burnout, at least I will look high, traded in that brand post.
Mia laughed when she read the message, but something sharp twisted inside her at the same time. The jokes did not erase the long, unpaid hours she had given. They did not erase the feeling that she was working behind a famous face that did not always see her clearly. Every time Riley delayed a raise with a promise about the next deal, Mia felt her patience thin just a little more. Around this time, another important person stepped into the story. Her name was Jade. She was in her early 20s. She lived in a small flat, went to a boring job, and felt invisible most days. Jade found Riley long before the drama started. She watched those early frog-filled videos on her phone under the covers at night. She felt like Riley spoke for her in a way no one else did. She felt like she had found an older sister who told the truth. Jade became a moderator on Riley's streams. She banned trolls, wrote friendly messages in the chat, and stayed up late checking that things did not get too ugly. She did it for free. She did not care about money at all. She cared about feeling useful and connected. So now we have 3 people orbiting this growing sun of attention. Riley in the middle, burning herself to stay bright. Mia behind the scenes, holding the camera and swallowing resentment. Jade on the sidelines, a devoted fan who feels like part of a digital family. Then came the first thread. It appeared on a gossip account that loved half-truth and rage. The thread claimed that Riley faked her struggles. It said she exaggerated her mental health issues for views and sympathy. It showed screenshots, cropped and messy. In one of them, she joked about needing drama to boost engagement. People did not ask where the screenshots came from. They did not ask what was said before or after those lines. They saw enough to feel angry, and that was enough to hit share. Comments exploded under the thread. Some viewers were shocked and hurt. Others felt secretly pleased to see the popular person dragged down. Reaction channels jumped in with long videos about how they always suspected she was playing the victim. They spoke in calm voices and pretended to stay neutral while pouring fuel on the fire. Jade watched this from her bedroom. She clicked on every thread, every video, every comment. Her stomach hurt, but she could not look away from any of it. Part of her wanted to defend Riley. Part of her felt betrayed and confused. That is the thing about having a one-sided relationship with a creator. You forget that they do not actually know you. But you feel like they owed you honesty because you gave them your time and your secrets in the comments. Riley tried to respond to the noise. She recorded a long video in the same small bedroom, but now the frogs in the background looked almost like witnesses.
I did say those things, and I am not proud of them.
Her voice shook as she explained each screenshot.
Sometimes I joke about my pain because it is the only way I know how to carry it. Sometimes I vent in private and say ugly things that I do not actually believe. If you think that makes me a monster, then I do not know what to tell you.
She talked about burnout, about being scared of losing everything, and about the pressure to always be real while staying brand safe. She cried, wiped her face with her sleeve, and left those tears in the edit. Some people believed her and felt closer to her than ever. They wrote long supportive comments. They said they understood her. They said everyone says stupid things in private. But of course, the apology video became new material for others. Other channels cut out the parts where she cried. They focused on the sentences that sounded worst when alone. Viewers who never watched the full video now believed she was a careful manipulator. Meanwhile, something shifted with Mia. Her name had not been in any of the threads yet, but she had seen enough behind the scenes. She saw the money that came in and did the math on what she earned. She watched Riley talk about authenticity while hiding parts of her life from everyone, including her closest helper. One night they argued in the kitchen.
You keep telling me we are a team, but on paper I am just cheap labor.
I swear I will fix it when the next deal comes through. I am just trying to keep us afloat.
Every time Riley said next deal, Mia heard not yet. Mia sat with years of loyalty and hours of unpaid overtime pressing on her chest. She looked at the angry noise around Riley and thought something dark. She thought that maybe it would be easier if everyone saw the same side of Riley that she had seen on bad days. So she made her own thread. This one was not anonymous. She used her name, her receipts, and her voice messages. She posted clips where Riley complained about her followers.
Sometimes I feel like they are stupid. They do not understand the algorithm, and they think they own me.
She posted screenshots where Riley wrote that if she disappeared, people might like her more. That line hit hard for everyone who read it. They will like me more if I disappear. For Mia, it was a painful joke made in a dark moment. For the internet, it was proof of something sinister and planned. Jade saw the new thread and felt her heart drop. It is one thing to doubt anonymous rumors. It is another to see a familiar name and real voice messages. Jade scrolled through comments where people called Riley a narcissist and a manipulator. She did not add sharp words herself, but she did something small and important. She liked a few of those comments. She told herself it was just disappointment. But likes are also a kind of vote. While all this noise spun around her, Riley had to keep living. She still had bills to pay. She still had contracts waiting for her content. Her body still needed sleep and food and quiet, even when the internet refused to give her quiet. Her management team called a meeting. They met in a small office with polite art on the walls. They told her she should change direction and pivot to lighter content. They wanted less crisis and more lifestyle. They suggested more coffee chats and fewer panic talks. They said brands felt unsafe around her image at that moment. Riley listened and nodded because that was easier than arguing. She understood the logic but not the humanity in their suggestion.
So you want me to kill off the version of me that is honest and keep the channel alive?
The manager smiled in a careful way that meant yes, but also no, and also that they never said it in those exact words. She went home that night in her car. It was late and the sky was heavy. She was exhausted in that way where thoughts feel heavy and slow. The weather was bad and the roads were slick. What happened next became a puzzle for strangers online. Some said she was on her phone. Some said she fell asleep at the wheel. Some whispered darker theories that tried to turn her final moments into a neat answer. Here is what we actually know. One moment she was alive and complicated and tired and still trying. The next moment there was a crash. And she did not log back in. The news moved fast across the platforms. Someone posted that Riley Quinn had died in a car accident. A family member asked for privacy. But privacy does not exist when a million people feel like they own a piece of you. The hashtag appeared within hours. Rest in peace, Riley Quinn. People dug up old clips and gave them new meaning. The live stream where she said she felt like she was dying on camera became proof that she had been crying for help. The joke about disappearing so people liked her more became a tragic prophecy in many eyes. Brands posted statements about her. They wrote that they were honored to work with her and that she was a powerful voice for mental health. These were the same companies that had quietly backed away from her a few weeks before. Reaction channels that had made money calling her toxic now uploaded serious videos with sad music. They said that whatever people thought about her, this was a reminder to check on their friends. They turned off jokes for a day but left the ads on. Even Mia posted a long note saying she never wanted this outcome.
I was hurt and angry, but I never wanted her gone.
Her words were honest, but the internet does not handle nuance well. People who had called Riley names changed their captions on old posts. They edited words to sound softer and more kind. They deleted a few harsh comments and hoped nobody had screenshots. The internet rarely apologizes. It just rewrites the story and acts like that was the story all along. And Jade, the quiet moderator from far away, woke up to the news on her cracked phone screen. At first she thought it was another rumor. When she saw the family statement, her stomach dropped in that cold, heavy way that does not feel real at first. She scrolled through the hashtag in a kind of shock. Every second there were new posts about Riley. People shared their favorite clips. They told stories about how Riley had helped them leave bad relationships, start therapy, or feel less alone. That part was true. Riley really did help people who watched her. Her pain and stories were not empty content. They had real weight in real lives. But right next to those posts were videos from channels that had torn her apart. Now they spoke in soft voices about kindness and mental health. They talked about learning lessons from this tragedy. Jade felt anger, sorrow, and guilt all at once. She went back through her own history online. She looked at her likes, her comments, and the threads she had read. She saw the comments she had liked under the leak thread. At the time, they just felt like small reactions. Now they looked like tiny stones thrown at someone who was already bleeding. She clicked on an old reaction video where she had once left a careful comment. She had written that she loved Riley but agreed that some behavior was worrying. Reading it now, it sounded like a plea for attention from the creator, not real concern for Riley. This was Jade's mirror moment. She realized she had never sent one private message to Riley saying that it was okay to take a long break. She had never said that she did not need content and that she just wanted Riley to be okay. Yet she had made time to weigh in under drama videos. That is the uncomfortable part, right? Many of us will never send direct hate. But we still feed the machine in quieter ways. We click, we watch, we enjoy the spectacle, and we stay silent when a line is crossed. Jade knew she could not bring Riley back. There was no big speech she could make that would fix what had happened. Real life does not give you that kind of neat ending. But she could decide what to do with her own part in the story. So she started small. She deleted her old comments under the drama videos. She unliked the mean posts. She unsubscribed from several channels that profited from constant outrage. It did not feel heroic to her. It felt quiet and a little embarrassing. It felt like cleaning up a mess after a party that got out of hand. After a few days, she did one more thing. She opened her phone camera and hit record. Her room was dim and her voice shook. She did not try to be perfect in that recording. She did not use fancy lighting or editing tricks. She just talked about what it felt like to help destroy someone she loved watching. She said that she was not the main bully, but she was not innocent either. She said she thought she was just being honest in comments, but really she was turning Riley into a character in her head. She admitted that she forgot there was a person on the other side who ate breakfast, spilled coffee, had weird hobbies, and maybe cried after logging off. She did not name and shame other channels. She did not try to cancel anyone in that video. She only talked about her own part in the story. She admitted that she kept expecting Riley to be perfect for her, and that when Riley was not perfect, she joined the crowd pointing at her flaws. She confessed that now Riley was gone and she did not like who she had been in that crowd. She uploaded the video to a small new channel. It did not go viral. It did not become a trending topic. A few hundred people watched it. Some left kind comments for her. One comment said that the video made them think twice about how they talk about people online. That was it. No big twist, no huge redemption arc, just one person quietly stepping out of the problem side and into the slightly better side. And maybe that is the point of this whole story. Most of us will never be the main character of a scandal. Most of us will never have millions of followers hanging on our every word. But all of us, every single one of us, help decide who gets turned into a monster and who gets turned into a saint. We say we want honesty from people online. Then we punish them when their honesty is not pretty or fun. We say we care about mental health. Then we treat breakdowns as binge-worthy content. We claim to hate drama. Yet our clicks say the opposite. The algorithm only listens to action, not to our nice words. Riley's story is not a simple one. She was not a perfect angel. She was also not a cartoon villain. She was a tired person doing a job where her face and feelings were the product. She said ugly things in private. She made mistakes in public. She hurt people she cared about. She helped strangers she never met. In other words, she was very normal for a human being put under a very abnormal spotlight. The cruel part is that her most honest sentence keeps echoing after her death. People liked her more after she disappeared. They wrote kinder words. They gave her credit they never gave when she was alive to read it. Maybe we feel safer praising people when they cannot disappoint us anymore. The dead do not post new content. They do not change their minds. They do not argue back. So we shape their memory into whatever makes us feel better. The living are harder to love. They are messy, inconsistent, and sometimes annoying. And backslide and flare up and calm down. They force us to deal with our own feelings. But that is where real love and real responsibility live. Not in long posts under a black ribbon emoji, but in how we treat people before any hashtag appears. So here is the real question I want to leave with you. When you next see a pile on online and you feel that familiar mix of shock and excitement, what will you do? Will you join the early funeral with better lighting? Or will you remember that there is a tired person on the other side of the screen who might already be close to the edge? I am not asking you to become a hero. I am not asking you to fight the whole internet. I am just asking you to pay attention to what your thumbs are doing. Are you helping someone live with one more day of grace, or are you helping bury them a little faster? Every small action counts, even the ones you think are too small to matter. Loving people when they are gone is easy. The hard thing is loving them while they are still inconveniently alive. If this story stayed with you until now, thank you for listening all the way to the end. I know this was not a light topic, and you could have clicked away at any moment, so it means a lot that you stayed. If you want more stories like this, where we look at messy people and messy hearts without pretending to be better than them, please tap like and subscribe to this channel. Your comments also help a lot, so tell me how this story made you feel, or tell me about a time when you saw something like this online and did or did not join in. If you feel like supporting this channel a little more, you can use the QR code in the corner of the video or the link in the description to send a small donation and help keep these stories going. In the description you will also find links to other videos from this channel, including different series that tell very different kinds of dark little human stories. If you are curious about people and about how strange and soft and cruel we can all be, I think you will enjoy those too. For now, take care of your heart, take care of your thumbs, and I hope I will see you again in the next story.